What is up, people? Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match reaction. The Arsenal have beaten Manchester United 2-0 at home in what was a very interesting game. My first up-close look at Ruben Amorim's Manchester United, and I thought that Arsenal were able to grind out the win in a very professional and good to see fashion. In the beginning, in the very beginning, I thought it was typical of a team trying to figure out their opponents. The three at the back system allows Amad Diallo to present a different sort of challenge as far as Arsenal's press is concerned. I've always maintained that our press under Mikel Arteta is the most important part of our success. And I think that in the beginning, we were a little uncertain as to who should be marking the wing backs when we were against the ball. There were a couple of times where Mazraoui would have the option to pass to Malacia, and Saka would have to mark both of them in the way our press works out. So Mazraoui passes to Malacia, and because Partey is marking Fernandez, and Timber is marking Garnacho, no one was on Malacia, so Saka has to go back and get it. And that's by virtue of the fact that Odegaard is marking in the center, is pressing the ball, and or is marking in the center, Maguire, and Havertz would be pressing Onana. And so the way they were working it out, it took them a minute to get that. And I thought that was a contributing factor as to why it seemed like we were having issues trying to break them down in the beginning. Now, I thought that the way Man U set up with their when we would go to the right side, our strong side, they would create a box of four with Fernandez, Ugarte, or no, it was Garnacho, Ugarte, Mazraoui, and Malacia is who I'm looking for. Yeah. So they would create that box, and Odegaard didn't really have any space, didn't really get much going. Saka didn't have a lot of space, didn't get much going in that first half. And we kind of struggled a little bit. But that being said, I thought that Man U didn't offer anything going forward. They sacrificed all of their attacking play to be able to have Garnacho and who started on the right-hand side? Because it wasn't Diallo. It was Garnacho on the left and their right winger to come back and play more defense than attack. And so I think that really cost them as far as going forward. And we kept them to not doing anything at all as far as offensively, because a lot of the time when they would get the ball, they would go backwards. I thought Bruno Fernandez had more backwards passes than he had forwards passes, especially in that first half. But I thought that United were definitely pressing well, giving us trouble trying to figure out how to play through them. But one of the things that I would have identified before the game in Man U's style, just from what I have seen, is that the ball around the corner into the space behind the wing back and the center back is a good option against them. And I think we did that a couple of times very well. It looked very dangerous. But in that first 20 minutes, we didn't win enough second balls. Arsenal did not win enough of the second ball. We pressed well and enough to them to kick the ball long, which, as we know, is the point of our press. But then we just weren't winning enough second balls. However, Rice and Partey were recovering enough that, again, United would just be passing sideways and back and forth. It seemed like they were afraid to make a risky or incisive pass in that first half. Now, if we look at the recent run of results, or at least the recent way we've approached playing Manchester United, it's very obvious to me that Mikel Arteta doesn't think that he definitely didn't think Ten Hag side could break us down. He definitely doesn't think that the Amorim side could break us down. You could see there was not a huge amount of urgency. It was more of a keep them in front of you when we're off the ball. We didn't press like super high the whole game like you might have expected. And I think that, that also kind of contributed to the way it seemed like we didn't really do much in that first half. But also it can come down to the fact that they're kind of new. Even though, yes, we've played Sporting, who, a couple of times actually. They're not the same. It's not going to be the same. Different personnel, different interactions. Plus, Man U changed a lot of people, so that definitely from last game to this one. So it definitely is a case of we're trying to figure out what they were doing. I have in my notes here that United's first risky pass was 30 minutes in. I think that will come. They'll get more confident with the way they play, and they'll be able to, find the right patterns going forward and getting forward. I think they're going to be. I was, as far as United is concerned, encouraged with the way they were off the ball, their shape off the ball. I think they definitely gave us a lot of issues. But I will say that we were also causing them issues as far as they're having to play out of the back, which were really where the only chances came from in that first half for us. I think one of the first times that they combined a second ball win with a nice pass forward, they got the only attempt in that first half that looked like anything, and it left me going. David Raya blowing cheeks at how close Dallow's shot was. But I think that in the second half, we upped the tempo. We upped the pressed a little bit higher up the field. I will say that Diallo came on and immediately, the first two times he goes to Zinchenko, it shows Zinchenko's, it's the heart and mouth stuff when you got somebody running at him. And it definitely showed. He got him a yellow immediately and then disappeared because of Arsenal's energy, because of the fact that we won almost every single second ball in the second half. Nearly every second ball. Like, if you looked at the possession stats in the first half, at one point it was 60-30 Man U, and I was like scratching my head like, what? Because we just weren't winning second balls. It's completely reversed in that second half. We had so much of the ball because they couldn't get out because our press was working, making Onana kick it long, or Mazraoui, whoever, and we were winning all the second balls, keeping them pinned in, which, I mean, when Arsenal do that, they tend to win. They tend to get the job done. And, I mean, what can you say about these corner kicks? It's just, I don't mind being corner kick FC. That's fine. The way our game plan is, the way we dominate games as far as possession, as far as, our main strategy defensively is like, if you don't ever get the ball, you can't do anything. You can't hurt us. So, I think with that in mind, Arteta's game management style, going a goal ahead on a corner kick is invaluable. Is absolutely invaluable because it settles the team down even more than we already were, and it gives them the confidence, that we have that cushion. And then it does kind of baffle me, our success from corners. It's a very simple strategy. Block players off, block as many players off as you can so one guy has a free run, be it Gabriel, be it Timber, Partey, Saliba, whoever. Mikel Merino had a free header off of a corner kick. We had 12 corner kicks. Merino, if you want to look at it really, objectively, 2 out of 12 conversion rate is not awesome, especially with how many we've scored in the Arteta era. I think it's like 27 or something like that. So 2 out of 12 corner kicks is not an awesome conversion rate. But the strategy is so simple. block everyone off, as many people as you can, leave one guy free, and put the ball right under the goal, right under the bar. When it's on Rice's side, he tends to hit it near post. And, all you got to do is beat the one guy and get the flick into a really dangerous area. And then Saka is putting it way long, going way far post, and it's underneath the bar. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare for anyone to defend. But that being said, like, somebody has to figure it out at some point. Somebody, maybe the goalkeepers have to be huge, have to be way bigger, and maybe players are too afraid to give away a penalty, so they're not going to jostle as much. They're not going to, they're just getting blocked off, and we have a free runner nearly every single time. It's like a screen in basketball. People are just standing in the way, and then, I mentioned in the last one, because we scored corner kicks against West Ham, how, Lee Dixon was saying that it's tough when players are coming from behind you. Someone's going to figure this out at some point. But I'm shocked that it hasn't happened yet as far as defending the way we attack corner kicks. But hey, long may it continue. Long may it continue for sure. If we can, get a goal or two every game from corner kicks, and then defend as well as we do, we're going to absolutely, that's going to be really, really, really tough to keep up with, especially if you have to score 2 to 3 times to beat us. I think that is an invaluable jewel in the crown, and you have to give it to Nicholas Jover, however you say his name, because the set piece coach, is killing it, absolutely killing the game. I mean, who doesn't want to score a goal off your butt? Well done, Willie Saliba. Absolutely, just happened to be Johnny on the spot. Partey doesn't give up on the long cross. No one's on the back post with him. He's the free runner and gets his head to it, and something good happens. That's the whole strategy. It's not rocket science. It's we're not doing anything that you haven't seen before, but it's working. And hey, like they say, sometimes what's coming and you still get beat by it. It's fine with me. Absolutely fine with me. I thought we definitely had a lot more of the ball in that first 15 and second half. Declan Rice, man of the match. The guy is absolutely immense. He's incredible. The way he tracks back, the way he knows where to be. I think that is a trait, a characteristic in the game today that people kind of undervalue. They don't exactly shout it out enough, I think. Knowing where to be. The second balls, knowing where the ball is going to come down, knowing, how the play is going to develop. I think that's something that Rice has against the ball. Absolutely. Just his vision against the ball, his football brain is immense. It's incredible. He just knows where to be all the time. He's got an engine that can help him run for days. I think he was absolutely immense today. And you can't say enough about the fact that the corner kicks from that side are just on the spot every single time. They were saying it in commentary, like, where the ball is going to be. Where the ball is going to be because Rice puts it there every single time. And that's not to say Saka doesn't either. In those 12 corner kicks, one of them went to the near post man when we were expecting it to go far post once. So I think that also contributes mightily to our success from corners. But Declan Rice, I can't say enough, is an absolute monster. And I think that his contribution today earns him the man of the match for me, for sure. I think Odegaard struggled a little bit with being, having so much pressure, but when he gets on the ball, you give him any time at all, and he does magical things. I think he was able to get going a little bit. I think Saka gave him some trouble, of course, once we had the ball and they were unable to get out. The pressure build, and eventually, it's going to topple teams over, whether that's from the corner kick or whether that's from open play. I thought that, once again in the second half, the press was killing it. And the whole game, the ball around the corner was on. even late in the game, we were hitting that. I saw Kiwior do it for Martinelli one time and for Charles. The ball was all day long. Partey to Saka around the corner was there a couple of times. And sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you're not able to play through them. Sometimes the midfield gets clogged up and you can just break free, get Saka isolated against Malacia and there's space there. And I thought that we hit that a few times successfully. I thought that Jakub Kiwior, I want to speak on him. Got to shout him out because the man had an immense game. I think that, they don't trust him enough because that's what we saw against Liverpool. Ben White and David Raya didn't really trust Kiwior enough against Liverpool when he had to come on for Gabriel, and that's what cost us in that game. Today they trusted him, and they were right to do so. Kiwior had a fantastic game. When he comes in for Gabriel, people are thinking that's the weak link. That's what we should attack. Dude killed it. Dude absolutely rose to every challenge. Was able to, stay calm on the ball, which is what we needed him to be the most. He did give it away one time, once. But other than that, he was immense. He had a fantastic game. You love to see that. He's definitely one of the players in the squad that's, not necessarily celebrated, not lauded. He's certainly not, the killer, the star man in the team. But he came in when he was called upon, and he did an absolutely immense job today, deputizing for Gabriel. And I definitely think that he needs to be shouted out. Now, once again, Man United have done nothing in this second half, but the first time they play a risky ball, took them till the 84th minute to attempt a risky pass. They win a free kick on the edge of the box, and Bruno Fernandes licking his lips. So they just, I think they would have given us more trouble if they'd have done that more often. But obviously, Amorim values possession. You can see that it's going to take them some time to get, to work out their patterns going forward. And, that's can be expected of a team that have had 4 training sessions and that, this is what his 3rd, 4th game. So I think once we figured them out, that they weren't offering much going forward, we just took a stranglehold of the game, not necessarily blitzed them. Like I say, I think that it's a very interesting thing to me that Arteta doesn't try to blitz United. Alex Ferguson, absolutely. When we were down, when we were at our lowest, no mercy. Wayne Rooney and the gang, no mercy. But Arteta has not been like that. I criticized them heavily at Old Trafford last season, at the end of last season, because of how much respect we gave them. And it's down to Arteta, who clearly just doesn't think they can break us down. And it's true. I mean, I'll give him that. Even in the 3-1 last season, they hardly broke us down at all. The giveaway was to Rashford, who had a great shot. And then they hardly broke us down for the rest of the game. And so I don't think Arteta believes Man U can get at us. So we just keep him at bay. We keep him at arm's length and find a way to get the goals and win. And it feels like a nervy strategy against the team that we shouldn't be going with a nervy strategy. But, that's Mikel Arteta. That's his game management style. And, hey, another 3 points, massive 3 points, of course, with the basketball game up at Newcastle, ending 3-3. Crazy game that. And you love to see that. Of course, Chelsea rolled, so the title race is well and truly on. I, for one, never thought it was over, but I thought it would be difficult. I'm grateful that Liverpool have dropped so soon in the said title race. Said situation has already changed again. I think that Arsenal can definitely go on and definitely challenge and close the gap even further. I think there's a long road to go, but I think that if we continue in this vein, continue playing well, continue to have this professional approach, I think that things are looking up, and we're playing well. And we have another game. Fulham at the weekend is going to be tough. That's going to be really, really tough. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope you are too. If you made it this far, thanks for being here. Go ahead and smash up the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We certainly would love to have you. And I'm thinking we're going to ramp up the content. Going to be some more stuff coming your way very, very soon. So once again, thanks for being here. Have a good night. Peace.